We had 30 days to complete our first game in the challenge we set for ourselves. 12 games in 12 months. 30 days seems like a ton of time, but when you factor in having a family, a full-time job, and just living your life, time becomes your greatest enemy. So for this month, we had a vision of dynamic enemies and gorgeous lights that come to life. But when you also factor in that we had never made any of these things on the level that we wanted to, things can change dramatically. And they sure flippin' did. So let me take you on a journey of how we pulled this game together in 1 month. Make sure to stick around until the end of the video so you can see how it turned out. First off, we decided to enter a game jam for this game, and the theme for the jam was Shopkeeper. Immediately we thought of games like Moonlighter and Papers, Please, where you need to manage a few things at one time. This builds great tension and was exactly what we were looking for. As I mentioned, we really wanted to explore lighting and enemies in a deeper way than we had before. Our vision for the game led to having a lighting system in place that would reveal thieves trying to take your stuff. Anytime the thieves would stick around long enough, they would steal something, and if you lose all your money, you lose the game. We pulled together some art and gameplay that we thought best represented the game we had in mind, and with only 3 weeks left to bring that vision to life, the pressure was truly on. So with week 1 in the books, we dove headfirst into the project knowing full well my time was limited, because what I haven't mentioned yet is that my wife was about to have our baby. So with only a few things in the project so far, I quickly got started on the player and its interactions, while Greg began working on the art. I had created a few player movement scripts before, so it wasn't too difficult for me to make again. Bracky's RIP has a great tutorial I follow if I need. I just had to plug in the character animations Greg had made and it would be good. Greg typically does about 90% of the art for our games. He's just so darn talented. He was able to complete those character animations as well as the main level art in this second week. At this point, we are feeling pretty flippin' good about the game so far, and it was smooth sailing, really. Little did we know there was a storm a-brewing, and we sure were not prepared. So we had made enemies before, but they were either static or just relied on Unity's own gravity for movement. For this game though, we really wanted to change that. We wanted the enemies to spawn in from different points on the map and at different times from each other so that it wouldn't overwhelm the player too much. And we were able to implement that using multiple spawners placed throughout the map with waypoints for the enemies to follow. This was actually really nice because we didn't have to worry about the enemies interacting with any colliders other than the player, of course. But unfortunately, that's where things go downhill. For some reason, we could not get it to function correctly. All of the enemies would spawn at the same time, and the editor was just a mess with so many spawners and waypoints. At this point, my son had been born and the project was looking worse for wear. So week 3 ended with lighting and getting the torches set up with a timer where they would need to be relit every so often, as well as actually a pretty cool lightning and stormy effect we had. The enemies, however, were nowhere near completed, and with the final week approaching, we were getting pretty desperate. The final week started and the project was in a rough state. I was in full dad mode, so that left a lot of the project to Greg. There was still a few things that needed to be completed, but the main issue was still those gosh darn enemies. Usually I will take on most of the programming, but my time was limited, and that left Greg to take on that beast alone. A real Greg and Goliath situation. And like David, the god of coding was on his side. In the last week, Greg pulled a Herculean feat, staying up well into the AM, resolving the enemy spawner issues, as well as picking up the loose end. Not even mentioning writing the music for the game in one afternoon. It was truly amazing. So, with only hours remaining in the jam, we posted the project and walked away, tired and done. So without further ado, here's a look at our first game of our 12-month challenge. Reflecting on this journey was just wild. This 1 month project was not just to test ourselves, but also to learn and grow in our development skills. We mentioned this before, but we're doing this for the next 12 months. These games won't be perfect, and I'm sure many of you could complete the things we mentioned today faster than we did. But the point of this is to learn and work with a deadline in mind. So thank you so much for sticking around. We're super tired, but also excited for the stuff on the horizon. We're pumped to have you join us on this wild adventure of caffeine-fueled craziness, where we're hoping to learn and share what we've learned along the way, as well as have that deadline in mind and represent outside life affect that game dev journey. You can check out Last of the Night and play it right now on our itch page. It's linked in the description below. And please let us know what you think and let us know of ways that we could do what we did better. If this video sparked your curiosity at all, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, keep on deving. We'll see ya.